Well, good Tuesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Chris Hudson here with an update on your forecast as we are tracking that lake effect snow that has been going since yesterday. Temperatures are much colder today. Wind still breezy, not as bad as it was yesterday. Looking at those alerts that we do still have a winter storm warning in the pink shaded area. So that does include Jefferson, Oswego, Lewis counties, Oneida County, down towards Onondaga County. All have a winter storm warning. Now, the one for Jefferson, Lewis, and Oswego counties will expire at 7 a.m. on Saturday. Herkimer County does have that lake effect snow warning until 7 a.m. on Thursday, as they're expecting some snow as well. Now, notice St. Lawrence County. You do not have any alerts as of right now. I would imagine a winter weather advisory at least would be issued for southern portions of the county, as you are expecting some of this snow as we go throughout the rest of the week. As far as looking at radar right now, not a whole lot going on for us. We're mainly dry, even seeing a few breaks in the clouds. So a lot of folks are probably going, where's all the snow that you've been talking about? We're not seeing anything. We didn't see much of anything yesterday. Well, the forecast is still on track. We weren't expecting much yesterday, and that's because of how quickly things were going to change for us after that cold front moved through and everything kind of settled to the south. So lake effect is to our south towards Syracuse this afternoon. That's pretty much where it's going to stay as we get towards the overnight hours. Some more snow showers developing, but here in downtown Watertown, looking out with that GMR metal roofing camera, not a lot going on for us. It is a quiet day for us. It has been a little breezy at times. Temperatures are cold throughout the North Country. 10 degrees for you in Potsdam, 9 degrees for Messina, but feels like 8 below for Messina. 14 degrees for Fort Drum, feeling like 2 below. Feels like 2 below for Watertown as well. And it's 18 degrees for Adams, feeling like 10. So yes, winds are still breezy throughout the day today. That's the way that it's going to stay. Looking at that radar once again, like I said, lake effect is to our south towards central New York. So Syracuse area is getting quite a bit of lake effect. Down towards Cortland as well, at times getting some of the lake effect, stretching all the way towards Albany as well, seeing lake effect snow coming off of Lake Ontario. So it is very healthy lake effect that we're seeing this afternoon to our south. Travel's difficult at times down that way. And as we get into the evening hours, it's going to become more organized. But one thing that we're going to be watching is that shift back north, because it will eventually shift back north, especially as we get towards Wednesday. Looking at Futurecast, I think Futurecast is doing a pretty good job handling this for us. So as we go throughout the rest of the day, maybe a few scattered snow showers for us. Not much of anything is expected. As far as going overnight tonight, we're mainly dry, even a few breaks in the clouds. By Wednesday morning, notice snow showers starting to creep back in portions of southern Jefferson County and into Lewis County. That's some lake effect snow that is going. It's going to be heavy at times as we go throughout the day Wednesday. I think the brunt of the lake effect for us on Wednesday moves in around noon and after into the afternoon on Wednesday. So here we are at noon Wednesday. Lake effect snow still coming off of Lake Ontario, impacting Oswego, over towards Sandy Creek, Barnes Corners, Turin, Osceola, Lyons Falls, Lowville at times, seeing that even into Old Forge and into the Adirondacks, seeing that lake effect snow. But as we slowly go throughout the afternoon hours on Wednesday, that lake effect band continues to shift north. I think by 3:30 around Adams is even seeing that, over towards maybe Carthage, Copenhagen, Harrisville, as snow showers continuing to develop. And this is going to be heavy at times. Snowfall rates likely reaching 2 inches or more an hour as we get into Wednesday afternoon and evening. By 6 o'clock, notice Watertown, Fort Drum, seeing some of the snow as well, even over towards Governor. I don't think Canton is seeing much of anything at that point on Wednesday afternoon. But then as we get into Wednesday night, we're going to see a larger scale system moving through. So what does that do for us? Well, it's going to provide some widespread snow showers, and it's going to shift lake effect back to our south. So I think by Thursday morning, lake effect is back down towards central New York, around Syracuse, if not further south than Syracuse, on Thursday morning. Temperatures Thursday morning are rather cold. Notice that they are in the single digits to around 0 for Thursday. And if you have anything to do Thursday, maybe you're traveling, going towards Syracuse, any of those things Thursday, I think we're primarily fine for Thursday around the North Country. As you go down towards Syracuse, that's when you're going to start to encounter some of those problems because that lake effect snow is going to get going once again after it gets reorganized. But Thursday will be a cold day for us here across the North Country as we're seeing some northwest winds, so a little breezy at times Thursday as well. So we're really looking at two different time frames for lake effect snow for us here across Jefferson and Lewis counties as well as St. Lawrence County. And that's going to be Wednesday and then as we get towards Friday. So notice by Thursday evening, lake effect starts shifting back north. This is going to be a light, fluffy lake effect snow for us as we go throughout this duration. But it's not until we get towards Friday, that's when the lake effect really starts shifting back north into Jefferson County, impacting Lewis County as well, and into St. Lawrence County. Friday, that is going to be the day that we see the majority of our lake effect. Not Wednesday, but Friday. Remember, Friday, that's the day that we're going to see the majority of the lake effect for us here across the North Country. As we go throughout the futurecast, notice we have to switch over because our high-resolution models don't go quite that far. But we're looking at the GFS model as it does go out that far. Notice 6 o'clock Wednesday morning, we have the lake effect in the typical lake effect snow bands. Watertown potentially seeing some of that snow as well. As we go throughout the day, it kind of stays right where it is. Heavy at times, snowfall rates 2 to 3 inches an hour or more. So whiteout conditions possible, breezy conditions as well, causing blowing snow. As we get towards Friday evening, lake effect starts shifting some as another system moves through. What does that system do for us? It shifts lake effect quickly to our south by Saturday morning, and it looks like most of the day Saturday is going to be fine for us. And then as we get towards maybe Saturday evening and overnight, lake effect might start trying to shift back north, providing just a few light snow showers. Most of it's over with by then. But once again, Wednesday lake effect, Friday the heaviest of the lake effect if you're in Jefferson and Lewis counties as well as St. Lawrence County. Oswego County down towards Syracuse, you're going to be seeing lake effect off and on all the way into the weekend. That's when we have those winter storm warnings all the way into the weekend. How much snow are we talking about by 7 a.m. on Saturday? Watertown, 6 to 12 inches. Carthage, 6 to 12 inches. Lowville, a foot to 2, probably closer to that foot range. Adams, a foot to 2, maybe closer to 2, depending on how things shake up for us on Friday. We're going to have to watch that. And then as far as Barnes Corners, we're talking about 2 feet or more of snow. That does include Sandy Creek over towards Redfield, Osceola, Oswego. Notice Oswego County, the majority of the county expecting probably 2 feet or more of snow from this lake effect as we go throughout the rest of the week into Saturday morning. I'll go ahead and take a closer look at the snowfall map for the snow belt. So that's Watertown, Carthage, Sackett's Harbor, 6 to 12. Sackett's Harbor maybe a little bit less than 6. We'll kind of have to see how things shake up for us and how far north that band does move. But I really think the majority of the snow is to the south of Watertown. Watertown is going to miss the majority of this. The heaviest of it will be to the south of Watertown. Ellisburg, a foot or more. Adams, a foot or more. Adams Center, a foot or more. Rodman, a foot or more. Copenhagen, a foot or more. Carthage, like I said, 6 to 12 inches. Croghan, 6 to 12 inches. Lowville, a foot or more. Gregg, a foot or more. Turin, a foot or more. Sandy Creek, 2 feet or more. Pulaski, 2 feet or more. Boylston, 2 feet or more. Worth, Lorraine, 2 feet or more. Redfield and Osceola and Montague, as well as Barnes Corners, 2 feet or more of snow is expected. So the takeaways from this forecast, folks, this is what we're talking about. Heavy snow from 1 p.m. Wednesday till about 7 a.m. on Thursday in the form of some lake effect. Thursday is mainly quiet for us across Jefferson, Lewis, and St. Lawrence County. Snow to our south. Heavy snow moves back north on Friday. So as I've said, Wednesday, heavy lake effect snow. Friday, the heaviest lake effect snow for us. To our south, if you plan on going towards Syracuse or the Thruway, they're going to be seeing lake effect snow off and on all week long. But for us here locally, the takeaways for us is going to be Wednesday, we have lake effect snow becoming heavy as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. moves back south by Thursday morning. Friday, heavy lake effect snow throughout the day. Once again, the potential for 2 feet or more of snow. And I'll be honest with you folks, as we're looking at the forecast, these are preliminary snowfall amounts that we're looking at. High resolution models have not started picking up on what's going to happen Friday, and I think Friday is the most significant for us here across the Tri-County. So those totals could be upped as we get towards Friday as details become clearer. As you know, it's lake effect snow. And lake effect snow is notorious for shifting. That's why we're going to stay tuned to the forecast. We're going to be watching the forecast as we go throughout the rest of the week. What I can tell you is tomorrow, lake effect snow does start shifting north. So as we're wrapping back up here for you on this Tuesday afternoon, lake effect shifting back north on Wednesday, or by Wednesday, should I say. That's when we're going to start seeing that snow here in Jefferson and Lewis counties, maybe even portions of St. Lawrence County at times Wednesday. Then Thursday is mainly quiet, and then snow back on Friday. And I do sincerely think that Friday is going to be the most significant of the rounds of lake effect for us across the North Country. We'll look back at this snowfall map one more time as we get ready to leave you. If Ashley, if you want to take this full, we can go ahead and take that full for folks and kind of show you what we're talking about with this. But Watertown, Fort Drum, Carthage, Sackett's Harbor, Henderson, Croghan, Diana, Harrisville, Star Lake, 6 inches to a foot of snow. Adams, Ellisburg, Copenhagen, Lowville, Gregg, Lyons Falls, Lyonsdale, Turin, West Turin, and portions of Martinsburg, 1 to 2 feet of snow. Yellow shaded area, that does include Mansville, potentially, Worth, Lorraine, Barnes Corners, Montague, Redfield, Osceola, West Martinsburg, so up on the Tuck Hill Plateau in Martinsburg. That's where we're talking about 2 feet or more of snow as we get towards Saturday morning. Majority of this will fall on Friday, I think, but I think a large chunk of it is probably going to fall on Wednesday into Wednesday night. I do think that we are going to see some heavy snow, but then pretty much all of Oswego County talking about 2 feet or more of snow. And yes, there is the potential of seeing more than 3 feet of snow. That's when we have the plus sign there. As far as where that's going to happen, not sure just yet. We're waiting to see how those high resolution models are going to depict what's going to take place on Friday, because I do think that Friday, like I said, is going to be the most significant thing. So that's your forecast for us on this Tuesday afternoon. Remember, we're going to keep you updated as we go throughout the week on this. Snow on Wednesday, a break Thursday, and then the heaviest of the snow moving in by Friday. John Kubis will have an update for you at First at 5 and 7 News this evening at 6, as well as our late shows, and on a live stream here at 8:30 this evening. And then, of course, Beth Hall will be back in tomorrow morning to keep you updated. So we'll keep an updated forecast for you coming as we get closer and closer and as details become clearer as we get towards Friday. Thank you for watching and have a great day.